Hey everyone, it's Andrea, and welcome to Scenes Out of Place. If you don't know, I have a short story book called Scenes Out of Place, where I have multiple stories that feature zombies, dragons, and surviving in space. And there are a couple more ideas that might fit into those worlds, but don't necessarily need a whole new book. So I'm bringing them to you in an audio edition. So sit back and enjoy some of the stories that didn't make it to the final edition, but still need to exist. In today's episode of Scenes Out of Place, audio edition, we remain within the world of Touched by Dragonfire. Today, we are meeting someone new, Molly, the very first dragonologist and an unapologetic believer in those legendary creatures. She's not here to hunt the dragons. No. She's here to understand them. Let's hear her story. Is this thing on? I guess I'm just gonna have to wing it. My name is Molly, and I'm a dragonologist. If you didn't know, that's the study of dragons. Weird, right? Because that's a thing now. It's a real thing. The study of dragons is actually happening because dragons are real. It's a new profession. Very new. Like, I'm one of the first because it's only been around since, dragons actually reemerged. I've always studied lizards and other cold-blooded animals. And when I heard about the first dragon, I had to get there. I had to be one of the first. So I packed up my car, threw in everything that I thought was important, and left behind everything that I didn't care about if it got stolen or looted. Because if I was being honest with myself, I didn't know when I would be back. I had to get to those caverns, and I knew that would be the start of my adventure. Is it wrong to say chef's kiss in this moment? It might be. I was always told I'm not good with people. And to be excited to see a place where people died, maybe saying chef's kiss is a little over the line. But how can I not be excited about the place where a new species reemerged? And I am at the forefront of studying them. And it's a wild thing, I've always believed dragons existed. Always. Since I was a kid, I just couldn't say it out loud. My parents told me not to. Not in school, not in research circles, because then I would lose all of my credibility. And I needed my job, I liked being taken seriously, so I stayed with the lizards, the known reptiles of the world, just to be safe and to be close to what I really wanted. But in my heart, I always knew. And now it's all happening. I heard rumors and reports of multiple dragons emerging, sea serpents too, and the other dragonologists who are emerging from their different corners of the world, they're starting to study them. It's very new, and we are flying by the seat of our pants, but we're here to study. And of course, we're the only ones who actually want to study them. The army, they want to destroy them. They want to shoot first and ask questions never. But that's not what I want. That's not what I'm doing. I want to study these beautiful creatures because they existed beneath the earth for who knows how long. They didn't fall to earth. They rose. They rose up. That means they were down there for years. They lived under our feet for centuries, maybe longer. Which means there could be more dragons still down there, waiting for their time. And we just don't know it yet because we're not studying them. We're running from them. We're attacking them, and it's fear. I get it. I do. A lot of people died. But we're missing the opportunity to study a dragon. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not running. I'm studying. Or I'm trying to, at least. Because the original site where the King of Dragons emerged, because that's what I'm calling him, is basically abandoned right now. Not because the military doesn't care. No, they do. They're just focusing on tracking the dragon, finding out where it's going, not really where it's been. And as much as I want to find out more about its past, I can understand keeping an eye on it currently. That dragon, it tore through everything. And we have no idea where it's going next. That's why I need to get down to the caves to see if I can learn something about it. But last I heard, towns were gone, wiped off the map. Thousands of people have been displaced. But still, as far as I know, and as far as my research colleagues have stated, no one's really looked into the caverns where it came from. So I need to do that. I need to be the first one to do it. It's the first one to emerge. So maybe its cavern will give us all the information we need to know about it. Because in my opinion, the reason I'm calling him the King of Dragons is because he's the apex, the original, the first. It was his roar that woke up the rest. So, yeah, he's the king. And I've classified him as a fire dragon because there have been other reports of there being a water dragon. I don't know how confirmed they are yet, but there's classifications. But I need to know more about the fire dragon. I need to know more about him, where he came from, what was his habitat like. He was living in the caverns that geologists say formed millions of years ago. So, has he been down there for millions of years? Has he been hibernating? Do they sleep? What's their cycle? How long do they stay awake? Do they need to go back into hibernation in, say, a year, 10 years, a century? What happens to the world now that they're awake? There's so many questions that we do not know about the new apex predator of our planet. He is the deadliest creature alive. And the first thing that we're trying to do is kill him? No, I need to understand him. And I will understand him. Am I rambling? I might be rambling. I'm sorry if this isn't making sense. This is supposed to be the recording for my rough notes. And also a log of everything I've gone through. So I hope if someone else is listening to this, it makes sense to you because it's making sense in my head. But back to the point. I need to be the first to discover this, to discover his habitat, to discover something new. Maybe there's others down there. It's every scientist's dream to discover something new. Astronomers, they all look to the sky to find a star or a comet or a planet, a meteor, something up there that no one else has ever seen before. Marine biologists, they look to the depths of the ocean to understand our aquatic friends, to understand the water that takes up most of this planet. But this is different. This is something that has been under us inside of our Earth for years, and we missed it. It was right under our feet, literally, and we missed it. There are only 8 dragons known so far, but what if that's not it? What if this is the first wave? What if there's more down there? What if these are the parents looking for food for their young? And on that note, how do they reproduce? Do they need a mate? Are they looking for a mate? Is this their mating cycle? How long do they live? Look them up. I have so many questions. So many questions. So I'm planning an expedition. I'm going underground and I need to find more information. Because to understand where the dragons might go, we need to understand where they've been. We need to understand what they're looking for. What do they need? What are they searching for? So to do so, I think I'm going to have to track down the two people who survived. I heard from the cops that they are keeping their identity secret, so people like me won't search for them. But I'm doing this for science. So they would have to understand that, right? Let me see if I can find them. So I was able to find the survivors, and they asked me not to share their names. So I won't. But in order to make sure you guys can understand what I'm saying, I've decided to give them fake names. Sarah and Jake. Sarah, she didn't want to talk to me, and I understand. What she said she saw, what she experienced, was very traumatic. She was in the caverns with her best friend, who sadly did not survive. And I get that. I get not wanting to speak to me and not wanting to give me information to go down there to what is essentially her best friend's burial ground. She told me I'm crazy and that I was insane for even trying to figure out more about the dragons. And if I'm being honest, I probably am a little insane. But I think I would be more insane not to move forward with this. We only get one life. And I don't want to spend mine wondering what if. What if I had just gone down that cavern? What could I learn? I don't want to be on my deathbed with any what ifs. But Jake talked to me. He worked at the cavern, and he told me I'm allowed to share that. He said that the dragon waking up was an accident. Some kid, who sadly did not survive, fell and kicked a couple rocks over the ledge. And those rocks hit another rock, and that created a landslide. And he said shortly after that, that's when the dragon woke up. I didn't say this to them, but I'm saying it to you guys. I'm calling bull. There's no way a tiny landslide woke up a dragon. Now, I don't believe Jake is lying to me. That is not what I'm saying. I firmly believe he saw what he saw. I'm just saying that's not the reason the dragon woke up. I don't believe it. That area has had multiple earthquakes before, serious ones, and nothing woke up the dragon before then. There's no way that a rock hitting another rock that hit another rock was enough to wake him up. No. My theory, after hearing what Jake told me, was I think the dragons were always waking up. I think it was time for them to wake up now. And I don't know what that means yet. And I definitely don't know why. But I think it's time for them to be here again. And Jake, he gave me something to help me. A map, a way in, a back entrance to the cavern. I have that. No one else does. It's one that has been marked off because it was unstable. But it should have been far enough from the dragon reawakening that it should still be there. And so if it is, if it's not destroyed, if it's not locked down, it should still be open. I asked him why he gave me the map, and his words were, if you're dumb enough to want to go in, nothing is going to stop you. And I'm not dumb. I'm just slightly crazy. But nothing worth finding ever happens without a little craziness attached to it. So I have a map, I have a plan, and I'm going in. Because I need to know. I need to know where the King of Dragons came from. I need to know everything that I can learn about him. This world is changing, and I want to be a part of the change. I want to understand the change. I want to be prepared for the next change, because I don't think this is it. Dragons awakening at this time. No, something bigger is at play, and I just don't know what it is yet. So, if I'm lucky, I'll find out where he lived and find out about where he came from. And I know that I'm not the only one searching for answers now, so I have to go fast. I have to be the first. I'll record my next update if I survive. But if not, I'm Molly, the first Dragonologist, looking to understand more about the creatures we now share the earth with. Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening to the latest episode of Scenes Out of Place Audio Edition. I truly hope that you're all enjoying this because I'm having so much fun creating these. It is scratching an itch in my brain that I've had for so long. But it does take a lot of time and effort to make these episodes. So if you would like to help me or support me, you can take a little gander over to my Patreon page and sign up under author support. For everyone who signs up under author support, your name will be read on the credits at the end of each new episode. Because I want this to be something we all can enjoy, but I might need a little help in doing so. So if you would like to support me, check it out. Otherwise, keep listening and enjoying. And as always, thank you so much for your support.